Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, awesome. So
Yes, no, maybe so.
yes, no, maybe so. Alrighty. So the meeting is now being called to order at 9:09 p.m. Let's have our welcome and opening remarks. So guys, for our members, welcome back. We're happy to see you. What's the week? Well, it's a few days before MSA, so it's crunch time for some of us, but we're going to keep this meeting nice, sweet and short. Just relax, engage in the conversation as per usual. So new persons, perhaps this is your first meeting, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you. We hope you enjoy your stay. We hope you feel the need to tell a friend, and also to come again. All right. So we're going to get right into the meeting. But before we do so, we just have a few apologies for absence. Apologizing for a few of our executive members. That's Mr. Dean Anderson, Miss Natalia Berta, Miss Shanika Davis, as well as our president, Athardia Ross. Unfortunately, we're not able to be here today. You may see the president in and out. You may, not a guarantee, but for the most part, she'll not be present today. All right, guys. No, my favorite part of these meetings. So one off. We're gonna loosen up. We're gonna open our mics. We're gonna talk. We're gonna break the ice with an ice of the game. And for our returning members, you probably remember the little riddles. And I thought I found some hard riddles, and then you guys came and you figured it out, and I'm like, damn it, no. But I think this time, maybe I'll give you a challenge. All right? So this is the part where you unmute yourself, guys. Want you to engage, want you to, if you can't unmute because your background is loud, then use up the chat. So let's go. First thing we have, send the boy to call doctor. Yeah, the doctor come before the boy. What is that? What is that, guys? What is that? Somebody say coconut. Anybody else have any answer? Somebody say coconut. So repeating it again, send the boy to call doctor, yet the doctor come before the boy. What is that? So if nobody now have nothing else to say, we're gonna go with low answer, which is coconut. Let's see. She got it correct. The answer is coconut. I should say born first. Next riddle we have. My grandfather has.
I don't get that.
No, so I don't understand the first one.
Brian, you want to explain?
Yeah, me either.
All right. So for the first one is you send the boy to call the doctor, and the doctor come before the boy. So if you send somebody to pick a coconut, most time the person open at the tree and drop down the coconut. So the coconut reach the ground before the person reach down. Understand?
That was a hard one.
Good. For the returning members that easy questions last semester. Good. Maybe the rest won't be so hard. The next one. My grandfather has a bull cow that he milked every day except one day. What day is it?
Monday.
So somebody say Monday. Anything else?
My father has a bull cow.
Yes, that he milks every day except
one
one day. So which day was that one day? That exception.
First of all, you cannot milk a bull. Oh. You cannot milk a bull.
All right, so that you're reasoning it out. Next one, let's see. We have an airplane left Kingston for Montego Bay but crashed near Ochi. Where did they bury the survivors?
You can't bury survivors. You can't bury survivors.
Why not? You gotta cremate them. Why can't bury them?
Because they're alive.
They're alive. They're not dead. Fair enough, guys. Fair enough. Next one. Why is the river rich?
It has gold in it.
Okay, the river has gold in it. Anything else, guys? Why is the river
because rich? It's always flowing.
Or it keeps running.
Always flowing.
Anything else?
Somebody said full of mineral in that chat.
Full of mineral. I love the answer there because it rich in mineral. Makes sense. All right, you ready for the reveal, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Every river has two banks.
Oh, I see.
Oh God.
I see.
All right, another one. All doctors go to university except this one. Which doctor not go to university? Which doctor you know not go to university?
Which doctor now will go to university?
Bush doctor.
Bush doctor. Them got Bush University. So the answers we have. Which doctor you know
Mr.
don't go
Obama.
to university?
So them witchcraft working people there.
A witchcraft doctor? Witchcraft.
Miss Little say, or a witch doctor.
Yeah,
They
that was
still have to study. This doctor don't need no formal education. This is a
You know
natural
it.
doctor.
Natural Bush doctor?
Live for life. Live for
Natural
life.
doctor, you know.
We say live for life.
Live for life. All right. So the answer is Dr. Bird.
Dr. Bird.
Oh,
It's the most natural doctor.
that was
All right, next one we have. What happened one time in a minute, 2 times in a week, and 1 time in a year?
M.
Okay. E. Somebody say E, somebody say M. What's it gonna be?
Yeah, that should be E.
E. E the answer to that.
Nice. Next one we have what the front a woman and back a cow?
W.
You sure that's the answer? One of them
W.
old times saying there. I can say W. Anybody else have nothing else to say? Where you know where the front a woman and the back a cow?
No, that's like, there you go.
Nipples.
Vince him break.
Oh my.
No, that's that question. There you go.
Dalvin yeah.
All right, so the answer is W. So the longer I turn, the shorter I get. What else? What else we have? The longer I
candle?
turn, the shorter I get. Somebody else a candle. What else was saying? What else was saying?
The longer I turn, the shorter I get.
Pencil.
Hello.
Icicle. The longer it turns, the shorter it gets.
Oh, all right. I'm saying. Oh, that.
Correct, by people them board. Don't talk about
That was it. Rude. All right. So the answer is a candle. So thank you guys for participating. Even though I can't hear so I'm tired, I can hear it, guys. So we have a little special star award segment. So first, who are not aware by our new persons who are just joining, in this club we have a little starring system. So we'll do like special activities, meeting participation, you earn stars at the end of the semester. We'll tell you the top earners for like different categories, and we'll give you points and awards, right? Nonetheless, that doesn't stop you from being a member with a earn star, not as long as you attend at least 3 meetings. On the holiday, we hosted a special little event, a little question thing, right? And the persons who answered first correctly would get the points. So we're here to just like showcase and, award and congratulate those persons and thank them for their participation and, again, congratulate them on their victory. So the names are displayed on the screen. And guys, remember to use your appropriate names for attendance purposes, because we won't be able to keep track of your attendance to say that, okay, you've attended the 3 meetings at minimum, unless you're using your correct name. So for question 1 to 12, we had persons on Telegram and we had persons on WhatsApp. That's why you see 2 winners. But at each of those group platforms, the persons answer correctly. So for question 1, earning 2 points and so on. So if you see a name, congratulations. For this person, question 11, I never know the last name. I'm sorry. I was trying to find the last name, but no luck. But hopefully we'll find it soon so we can award the appropriate. So if anybody know Asani, if you did remember also earlier, I asked in the WhatsApp group, who is this Asani person? So if anybody know Asani, make them reach out to one of the executives so we can, take their appropriate information. Just a little breakdown. So we had 1 star point earner. The only person that earned 1 star was Asani. And guys, this is just a little award segment. Feel free to unmute and congratulate your fellow peers and stuff. In the 2 stars, so 2 points, they earned 2 points for questions they answered. We have Kevon, Brittany, Stephanie, and Colin Bryan. And then we had 3 persons who earned a total of 4 stars. So they answered more than 1 question. So they earned 4 stars, 3 persons, Tia, Shantae, and Ebony. Nice. And then we have our top 3 winners. Top 3, meaning they scored like in the top 3. Like, yes, they were active for the day. They were like answering questions. They were on point. Yep. And it can be you. The next time around, it can be you guys. It can be you. So we have, all right. So in 3rd place, out of the top 3, we have Amoy Jones with 11 points, a total of 11 points, just from answering a few questions. Okay. In 2nd place, we have Kerrien Johnson. Oh, shoot, is she on? As you know, my girl likes to fight for her stars, and I can't blame her. Fight for your stars. So we have Kerrien Johnson with 12 points. And then the top place is Alj Woolcock, which I think I see on this call. I think I see that person. Alj, you want to unmute and say a few things with your 13 star points?
Congratulations. It was a fun game. Hope we have more like that again.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. All right, we'll now hand over the political insight segment to our PRO. So Tina, you can go ahead.
Hi, good night, everyone. I am Asta Sharney, but y'all can call me Leah Tina, that's fine. So with the current crime rate that we're experiencing in Jamaica, we have persons who are thinking the songs that we listen to play a vital role in the increase in crime and violence. Now we have seen a ban on derogatory music, and we just want to hear other person's opinion. So we did our little statistics and we have compared different point of views to see whether or not the ban on the derogatory music will cause a decrease in our crime rate, as Jamaica is experiencing the highest level of murder rate in the world. I don't believe that, but that's what the statistics says. Because we look a nice Jamaica. Oh God, man. Anyways, they are saying that this has been the position over several years. We have been second in the whole world, and we not even have no bomb and nothing like that going for we. That means we are going bad. So we have the largest measurement of 57 homicide per 100,000 persons. And this decreased from 2005, and it was slightly higher, which was 58 per every 100,000. That not look good at all. So in the entire world, we are rated number 2. Number 2, remember we now have shoot fire, we now missile and all of them there, and we have behaved so bad. Can this be a effect of the dancehall music? Let's see. All right, so in a poll that was carried out by the Jamaica Observer, they did a research, and it actually shows that dancehall music influence criminal behavior. 41% says very much, 30% says somewhat, 11% say only a little, and 11% also says not at all. 7% still not sure. So what we're seeing, the older persons are saying, yes, the dancehall music is the reason why the crime and violence is getting so bad. While the younger generation, they're saying, no, badness a gone from Wapo kill Philip. So 80% of Jamaican actually believe that the connection between dancehall music plays a vital role in crime. Younger generation, not so much. So we did an article by Major Campbell, which argues that the crime predicts dancehall history and that the country is divided by the society and not just by the music. But Winston, who is Wee Powell, the veteran owner of Sound System Stone Love, he's thinking dancehall artists don't cause crime in Jamaica. Crime was there a long time. So the music itself is not a driver of crime, but there are thousands of persons who live in the inner city communities and they hear these dancehall songs every day and it still don't affect them. They're nice, decent, law-abiding citizens. And then again, we have persons who think that you liking a song, you hearing a song and you singing a song don't really mean you're going listen what the song say and do as the song say. Just like persons in America and London, they don't even understand what wap wap mean. And that's one of the line from Skillibang's song. Some of them just like the word and it catching and them just sing the song. But Edwards' theory that individuals are influenced more by peer pressure, family, and friends as opposed to music. We'd love to hear your views, guys. You can keep posted in the chat. You'll get a chance to unmute your mic and share what you think of these scenarios.
All right, thank you, Brian. Now we're gonna open the floor. We're gonna ask you guys. Yes, we see that you're using the chat, but please to raise your hand as well. Raise your hand, and we'll give you the opportunity to speak. Each person will get about a minute and a half to speak. When your time is up, if you have not finished talking, we're just gonna interrupt you. So you have to consider the time frame. All right, guys. So raise your hands, and we'll select you in order. The time will start as soon as we give you the go ahead to speak. So those in the comments, feel free to raise your hands so we can choose you. All right. So I see one person's hand is up. Hold on, let me see who it is. All right, go ahead, Dalvin.
At the end of the day, I think that we can all agree that this is just a distraction from what the real problem is. Because despite, yes, it might have a bit of an influence on the violence, but when you look at it and see the conversion rate of the Jamaican dollar to other currencies like the US dollar, you can realize that Jamaica is just a really poor country, and you can see the same thing happening with Haiti. If a country is poor, then its residents will turn to crime and violence. So at the end of the day, I think that this is just an act to distract the people of the country from what the real issue is, which is that we're just poor. That's why the country is poor.
All right, thank you, Dalvin. Thank you very much for that. Next person with their hand raised. Go ahead, Ashley, and after Ashley, we'll take Peter again. So go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, so I totally agree with the fact that they're saying that music plays a major role in the violence and the crime taking place in Jamaica. Because it's very influential as it can be seen in society. You guys talk about Skeng, the way how Skeng dress or Skilman, whatever his name is. You see one for youth out there dressed the same way, the hoodie, the pants below, the waist, all that. Vibes Cartel even. Vibes Cartel sing a song about pull your pants and put on your waist, tuck your shirt and don't bleach your face. First of all, you cannot sing a song like that. Cannot. It doesn't make sense because you bleach your face, you tattoo the whole of your body, your pants below your waist, your shirt out of your pants. They are considered influential. They are like role models. So whatever they do, people are going to emulate. Look at Bob Marley, for instance. Bob Marley sang conscious songs and everybody loved him for that. He was very influential for that. I'm even gonna go out of Jamaica and go to like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson sing pop. Yeah, different genre. He reached out to people. He was very influential, and there were many others. So people say that music is not influential, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's just my thought. And music is one of the reasons why the crime rate in Jamaica is what it is.
All right. I hear you. All right. So welcome newcomer. I said we have a new person joining us. We're discussing if music, if we believe derogatory music is influencing crime, and if they think the ban on such music will help the crime rate. We have a few. So if you have anything to say, then just raise your hand. So Peter Gay, go ahead, and your time starts as soon as you start talking.
Okay, good night, guys. For me, yes, I think music have a lot to do with the crime and violence in Jamaica, especially when it comes to the young generation. Um, I always hear people say you carry donkey go away, but you can't force them to do what drink water. So just to say that even though the song is telling us to thief, rob, or bust gun, it's not really telling us to do it, even it's saying about that, but it's in our mentality to do so if we want to do so. But I believe because for me, sometimes when I hear songs, it's like it really hits some parts of my heart, or it really motivate me, or it really influence me to do things or to get art, but not in a negative way. So I think yes, it influences us, but some of us just take in a negative way.
All right, thank you for that, Peter Gay. You were breaking up a little bit towards the end, though. Go ahead, Lewin. That's or Lewin. I think it's Lewin.
Yes, you're correct, Louis. Good
Go
night,
ahead.
everyone. While it is that we can all agree that music is influential, a lot of persons like to use the point of Jamaica being poor for being one of the major reasons why crime is so prevalent. But I think if we look at the statistics, we can see that crime would have been increasing since the early 90s. And if we look there, we can see that dancehall music would have taken the heights during that time to where it is now. But while music is also a key point or a key contributor to the crime and violence that we're experiencing, we also have to look at the moral fiber of our country, and that is within the home. And a lot of persons, they leave the responsibility of raising their children to social media influencers or artists. And because of that, and we're not safeguarding our kids in deciphering or differentiating the wrong from right, and we're feeding these kids with these music and these level of art or creativity, as we so call them, then the elements are going to take over. And while music might not be the only part, as I said, to the contribution of crime, it does play a major part.
All right, thank you. So the next person, oh, Sonny, why you lower your hand? She said what you need to say. So yeah. All right, so go ahead, Melissa.
Right, hey guys. I think that the music is very influential, but I think it has to do with the person on a whole, because all of us basically, if it's even in the taxi, we hear the music. Sometimes we don't really know the words, we're not really tuning into it, but we still hear it. But there are other persons who just sit down and really tune in, they listen to it right through, and they're not really influenced to go and say kill somebody or whatever. And then there are other persons who listen to it and think that, somebody violate them, they need to act on it. So the music is very influential, I agree, but I think it depends on the person. Yeah, I think it's all up to the person.
All right, thank you very much for that, Melissa. Go ahead, Asani. Am I saying the name right?
Yes, yes. I'd like to add that even though we can't use the excuse that Jamaica is a poor country, that's why all this is happening, because they have to think about it this way. Countries like America in the 90s, people like Biggie, Tupac, Shook Knight. They were pushing Snoop Dogg. They were pushing violence as well, and people, younger people, would idolize them because hey, that's the music now, or that's the music that everybody's listening to. So it's like you hear that, and then you try to idolize them and match their energy. So like if somebody did like what you said, if somebody did you, you're not gonna think rationally. You're gonna think, oh, my idol does this, so I have to idolize this and try to do it, which ends up creating violence in generations due to the music. So it isn't because Jamaica is a poor country. It's overall people are easily influenced by the music that they listen to.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take from the last person before we move to the next segment. So, Brian, keep it short, keep it sweet. Go ahead.
All right, so we agree say music plays a vital role. Some of us idolize artists. For example, somebody this year artist, you're gonna feel the need to retaliate. In most cases, people sing about song. I'm gonna give you this example. It's a chronic law and it's called Mass Murder. In the song, there was actually a part where he says, the Tivoli murder, you bury them in a shallow grave. And if we remember clearly, there were 4 persons that were found in shallow grave this year over Tivoli. So people listen to these songs and it creates a little idea, say, yes, we can do this, we can sing about it, must be something we know. And persons are actually doing these crimes. So yes, music plays a vital role in our life, but it also destroys us as.
All right, seems like we lost Brian there. Can you guys hear me? Just in case it's my internet.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Moving right into the next section. Hold on. Danik says, dancehall music does influence violence, but not in everyone. The people who are influenced to crime by music are people who have been predisposed to criminal activity. The music glamorizes crime. For example, if you're living in poverty and you hear songs talking about people living in luxury due to scamming, you'll be more tempted to scam. The ban won't help because it's only for TV and radio and social media, and so it's only for TV and radio, while social media and streaming services still exist. And Asani says, I find it hypocritical since Cartel didn't let his sons listen to this type of music, even though they ended up in dancehall. I mean, as a parent, you are responsible for what you allow your children to listen to. You can't blame the artist for that. Another example you can look at with that specific scenario is where Cardi B does not let her children listen to her music. She says she makes music for adults, not children. It's not hypocritical. She is an artist. She makes music for adults, not for children. She's not going to expose her children to her music. Perhaps when they're older, if they want to listen to it, then that's a choice they can make. But I wouldn't necessarily say you blame the artist for allowing the children, to hear this music. Perhaps starts from the home, right? So the parents have to take accountability if you're going to bring in that point of view where parents are concerned. And yeah. So thank you guys for participating in that segment. Let's move right into the next one. So we have confession story time. In this section, for persons who are not familiar, basically it's where persons will post their confessions online. We can either read stories or listen to stories, and then we can talk about it after, our thoughts and our takeaways. Just have an open discussion, respectful discussion. So we have 2 stories in this section, right? Both of them we have to listen to. One story has 2 parts, but there's a separate story after that one. They're labeled, so it will help you to follow along. I'm going to play it, so let me know if you can hear it. So this is story 1, part 1.
I want to share my happiness with you. I landed my dream job and apartment, and I can finally leave my cheating husband. Husband 39 and I 35, met 10 years ago. He was up until last year the love of my life. He was my rock and I his. We shared the same interests, humor and views. We also were child-free. I own a little sandwich shop that was fairly popular near huge office buildings. I loved my job and I was so content. I made good living. My husband is an engineer. When COVID hit and people started working from home, my business went down pretty quickly, and by the fall of 2020 I had to close for good. I still did some catering gigs, but not near enough to have a decent source of income. My husband said that I shouldn't be worried because he could support both of us. I went back to college, HR management, a 3 years program. Around the same time as all that happened, my husband confessed to me that he might have changed his mind about being child-free, something that I had noticed before he confessed. I loved my husband very much and I had started noticing him around friends and family members who have small children. He was so adorable, and to be honest, without my very hectic job, I also started thinking the same. We had our son November last year. The best thing that ever happened to me, but just 3 weeks after I gave birth, my husband came to me and confessed that he cheated on me. It felt like the ground opened from under me. How could that be possible? He was my love and I was his. Wasn't I? He apologized and tried to blame it on the pandemic, on being bored at home, on being scared to be a father, on midlife crisis. He loved me and he didn't want to lose me. I felt so trapped with a small baby that needed me, no job and no place to go. Good job, hubby, you sure knew when to deliver this blow. A week later he asked me what I thought about opening the marriage. Humans aren't meant to stay monogamous, and while he still loved me more than anything in the world, he didn't find me enough. I started crying and begged him not to humiliate me. If he just gave me some time, we could divorce and go our separate ways. He said he wasn't interested in divorce. He didn't want to replace me. Just add some new excitement into our relationship. 2 weeks later he came home with her and told me that she's moving in with us. At 26 years old that he met at work. He started showing her the apartment and explained how important it was for me to have everything clean and tidy all the time and that she should abide by that. She was smiling the whole time. He took her to the guest bedroom. She's been living with us ever since. I moved to my son's room and put locks on, and I've been living with my baby for almost a year now.
So hold on. That's just part one. We're going to play part two, guys. That's the rest of the story.
And I've been living with my baby for almost a year now. Rarely existing in the common areas beside preparing for my catering gigs. The girlfriend moved eventually into my bedroom with my husband. He warned me that this would happen if I refused to move back. Funny how we can adjust so fast and find small pleasures even in the most difficult times. Having my baby and seeing him grow has been my biggest comfort, him and my studies. After a few months my husband gave up trying to talk to me outside of matters concerning our son. He finally realized neither fighting, tantrums nor love bombing worked on me, and most importantly he stopped trying to get intimate with me, beside the occasional I love you or I miss you text, sometimes a sex while he's literally on the other side of the wall. His girlfriend kept her distance from me and I was thankful for that. She moved out a few times after they would fight. I don't know the details, but I would guess that she wanted exclusivity. Oh, the irony. She'd always showed up again after a couple of days. I acted like I didn't notice any of it. I have 1 year left of my studies, but after my internship, practicing semester, at a big firm, my boss offered me a paid internship. It's a full-time job starting in January. It would mean work and study full-time, but I know that I will manage. I'm just so happy. This means that I now have the means to find my own place, and I did. A small studio, 32 square meters. I'm moving November 1st. I will have to break the news eventually to my husband that I'm moving out and filing for divorce. I don't want to tell him right now, but once I start packing he will probably understand anyway. I don't know what his reaction would be. Ideally he would be relieved, but somehow I doubt it. Right now he thinks I'm bound to him for at least another year because of my studies, and he's still acting like I'm his wife. I have been so lucky this far, and hopefully my moving out and divorce won't be any different. I haven't been this happy in many months, and I wanted to share it somewhere since nobody in my surrounding knows what I have gone through.
All right. So that was the end of the story. What you guys think about that situation? How would you have handled it had you been in her, shoes? Like, how would you have gone about it? Raise your hands, guys. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. What do you mean you're outnumbered? Not commenting on this time. Outnumbered. Dalvin, suddenly I really want to hear what you're thinking. What you guys think about this? How would you have handled it? How would you have dealt with it? Nobody's raising their hands? Nobody?
There's a hand in the comment section. 2
All
hands
right.
actually.
I just see. So, Lewin, go ahead.
I don't think I would be able to cope with this one. I think a lot of times when women find themselves where they need to divorce, pride sets in where they're afraid to go back home or ask for help. But in her position, I think for her mental health and for the well-being of the child, she seems strong enough where she's mapped out what she has to do. But I think in staying in that environment, the longer you stay, is the more your mind tell you to do some very hurtful things. So the best thing to do is to get out, try to find the best resources, meeting family, friends that you can rely on, and then get on with the legal actions.
All right, thank you very much for that. Dalvin, I'm really curious, I'm really, really curious. I'm really curious. Ethan, the last time you said that you still come back with the thoughts. You circle back now, you can share. Danny, if you have any insight on that.
It was about the music thing, so this is not the music thing, so I will just
I know it was about the music thing, but you have anything you can share on this topic at hand?
First of all, I didn't hear the first part of the story, so I am not going to comment.
You didn't hear the first part of the story. Okay. What about you, LJ,
Right.
Celia, Christopher, Chrisan? No hands? So no one has anything to say. Here, Ashley. Ashley, why you come attack Dalvin? Go ahead, Ashley. I see your hand is raised.
I really just have like one little comment to say. This couldn't be in Jamaica. No way. That dude, from him even think of it, I better just go lay down in them grave. Like, no, woman.
Ashley, I beg to disagree. I beg to disagree.
No,
Jamaican woman in her.
No. You
I
can't
don't
speak.
know.
This
Nowadays,
is not a Jamaican situation. No.
like nowadays,
no.
Crazy.
No,
I'm going to give you an example, Ashley. So there's this lady in my community. She has 5 kids with this man. He went overseas on farm work and he found a white girl. So the baby mother was out here with the 5 kids. He married the white girl and moved her down. He moved the baby mother in the room with the pitney them and him and the white girl there at the front room. So it is possible. And they are living happily. They are happily living together now. I don't know how they do it, but they're doing it. So it actually happening in Jamaica too. So it's not just.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen out here, but like if you look at like a real Jamaican woman, you know them women don't play like play the game there.
You're saying that others are fake. You're saying that they are fake Jamaican.
I'm not saying that they're
different
fake.
views. But you just
no, it depends on how they view relationships. You have some females who say like you can't do that in no relationship. You know those hardcore female like ugh. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about.
All I can say though, Ashley, is it really comes down to what each person is willing to accept in a relationship. You can't generalize it and say no woman or no real woman. Like that's not fair because everybody's looking for different things. Everybody have different tolerance. Everybody wants, different interests. So you can't generalize it. Miss McGowan, hi, saw your beautiful hand raised. Go ahead.
Jillian, I was just seeking clarity if it's a case where the baby mother and the 5 kids them are in one same room. Yeah, that might actually clarify. And
No, they're
also,
not in the one room. They're not in the one room, but the wife and the man, they're in the front room, the room that the mother and the father once occupied. So the mother is down at the back of the house now.
Okay, and also, yes, you can before out here, he came in the Star some time back, where I think one man, a guy in country, he had his 2 women them and live with him, and they were okay with it. Yeah.
Guys, the meeting at the end. The meeting at the end.